and welcome back to this channel. Welcome to this platform. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Sunday. I hope you all had a restorative weekend and you're ready for the week because, hey, we've already started this week, this Sunday. So happy Sunday. I hope you're all well. If you're tuning in for the very first time, hey, this is your girl, Yeyise, the founder of Inspired Nation, and this is Inspired Nation. Welcome. Do join us. Feel free to make this platform your home by subscribing, of course, and hitting the notification bell so that you are the first one to know once I've installed something great for you. So we come to you every Sunday bringing you inspirational content to help you get started with your week on a high note and to help you switch to positivity, because we already know that you are your point of attraction. All that we see throughout the day, throughout the week, reflects the internal conversations, the internal beliefs that we hold. So, hey, I don't want to preach. Before we get to today's topic, I wanted to invite you to purchase our Inspired Nation vision book. We have a vision book. It's 170 emalangeni. We have gratitude journals. They are 180 emalangeni only, guys. We also have affirmation cards for children, for adults. All of them sell at 130. So do hit us up to get yourself repeating a positive narrative through these tools that I've just spoken to. Let's get to today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, self-love. Self-love. I know that this topic I've touched on briefly in other videos, and I know that a lot of people are familiar with it. I want us to talk about it as the basis of your point of attraction, meaning loving yourself is the sole foundation of everything that then becomes of you. That's in my perspective. I say so because if you have not come to a point where you appreciate yourself, you have accepted yourself, and accepting yourself means accepting everything that has been, all the mistakes you've made, the many ways you've embarrassed yourself and have felt like, oh my God, Yeyise, how could you do this? What are people thinking about you right now? People thinking about you, so accepting all that is with ease, and being easy about yourself, being able to forgive yourself, being able to let things go, because you know that if you don't, they hold you back. So I want us to talk about self-love briefly from that position, just understanding why it is important for you to love yourself and sort of seeing that as foundational to all that you will be able to achieve in your life. The people that you'll be able to attract into your space, your life experiences are really based on how you see yourself, how much you've accepted who you are. So how much do you love yourself? I'm gonna drop that question, and if you have a response, well, I don't, but if you do drop it in the comment section. Tell me, how much do you think you love yourself? How much do you think you value yourself? And also, it would be good to hear you on how you are sort of defining what self-love is even, Do you love yourself because a lot of people have told you that you're beautiful, you're a great person, you add so much value? If it's in business, you've got this great business going on, or you've got a lot of cool people around you who are always cheering up for you. How do you define this loving yourself? Is it based on the feedback that you've been receiving from other people? How good do you feel about yourself? Because I'm asking these questions because when we love ourselves based on the feedback, the external feedback that we receive, it means we conditionally love ourselves. Our love for self is based on certain conditions. Like, your day is not going to be great enough if, nobody has told you how beautiful you are, or how well you're dressed, or how great you're doing at something. Those are external conditions. And if your view of yourself is based on those external conditions, it makes your life a bit more difficult, because you cannot control all of these external conditions. I love this phrase that says, that you cannot control the so many events that happen in your life, the everyday business or things that sort of happen, and the experiences you have. You may not have complete control over those, but you always have a choice. You can choose not to let those reduce you to who you are. But when you are conditionally loving yourself, it's possible that when these conditions change, you feel reduced to below, a certain level that you used to sort of rate yourself up, hold yourself. It's important, to talk about this topic, because I believe that confidence, for instance, cannot exist if you're always going against yourself in life. You cannot be confident about yourself if you do not love yourself. You can't be confident if you don't like the way you smile. You can't be confident if you don't like your teeth. You can't be confident if you don't like your legs. You'll be walking like, you'll be walking like something is missing. You can't be confident enough if you don't like your voice, if you don't like your posture, if you don't like who you are, your height, everything that makes you up. You can't be confident if you do not love everything about you, if you think there's something wrong about you. So how much do you love yourself? Just made this example about confidence. You cannot have full confidence and live optimally if there are things that you have not accepted about who you are. I've just spoken about physical attributes of ourselves. I've not even gone down to the big stuff. If you don't like your personality, it's difficult for you to attract people that are going to love you. Most of the time we sort of place the responsibility to feel lovable and beloved onto other people. We place it on our family members, on our partners, we place it on our children, we place it on our colleagues, we place that responsibility on other people, and we just give them way too much power. And more than anything, they most of the time they're not even aware that they are trying to figure out their own lives, and somebody else is wanting to be validated all the time. They will not be able to keep up. And when you place that responsibility onto others, again, it makes this feeling of self-love be based on conditions, on what my son is saying, what feedback am I getting from my family members, from my partner, colleagues, etc. It just makes this idea of loving yourself be externally controlled, be controlled by conditions, certain conditions. And if they are not met, then you don't feel lovable, or you don't feel adequate. I want you to also know that self-love comes from a position of understanding your worth, understanding your value, whether or not you feel worthy of just being, worthy of all good things happening to you because of who you say you are. It's another topic, the idea of how you define yourself. I borrowed Oprah's words in my definition of self, because God is all that is. All that is. We can never finish who he is. He's everything, the one that's controlling, infinitely intelligent. And because he made us out of his own likeness, I am all that is. I am all that is. So getting to define who you are sort of builds the foundation of how much you're also going to love yourself. Because if you don't see yourself as God sees you, then you find yourself in this space of defining yourself according to external conditions, things that you have, who you have around, how you look, because you're also comparing yourself to other people and other things. So I say I am all that is. I am all that is. I am fully capable and equipped, ready to execute my life. And, I often say to God, help me use my life to serve the world, because I know that there's a path that is created for me to execute, and I'm fully equipped, fully capacitated, fully ready. That's why I came to this physical world, to execute it. So how much do you love yourself? Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot stand for anything that you believe in. You cannot even achieve your desires. You cannot even bear to be confident in yourself. You cannot be able to start that business. You cannot be able to put in that application for that position. You cannot be able to put out your content out there or put out your services out there because you don't believe you are worthy. You don't love yourself. There are things that you think are wrong about you. You're going through life going against yourself, when everything already in this life usually goes against you, and it requires you to be positive. It requires you to push back with light. There's a lot of darkness and a lot of light in this universe. What you tend to see is based on what you're always focused on. If you're always focused on the things that could go wrong, you're focused on darkness, and you will often see only darkness about this world. But if you're focused on things that could go right, like, when you're starting something up, you're believing that it could go right, you're giving it a chance to just be birthed into this life, like taking the chance to execute that dream, that sort of idea that God has planted in your life. It just gives you the ability to it says actually you believe in yourself, you love yourself, you're not going against yourself. There are many aspects of self-love, right? I've spoken about why it's important, what it means, how much it impacts who you say you are, how much it impacts what you can achieve. I want you to also understand that life is about balance. Some people are often looking for love. They want to pursue love. They want to find it. There's a lot about thinking that love is something external, and for us to feel loved and lovable, we must see feedback all around us saying, we are worthy, we are worthy. But you have to know that it will never come if you don't believe that you are lovable. If you've placed that responsibility onto other people, they will not live up to it. You will never feel lovable. Life is about balance, and as you're thinking about self-love, you also need to think about, the people that are around you. Are they always taking from you? I love an exercise that Marisa Peer gives. She says life is about balance. Nurture is about balance. And that means, she says, she gives this breathing exercise and says, take in breaths, like just take in, like take in, and not take it out. Take in. It feels uncomfortable if you're only taking and taking. And then she says, take it out, like breathe out, give, give, and you're like, continue giving. Where are you gonna get to? You're gonna get exhausted. You're gonna get drained. Life is about balance. You need to give and take, and give and take. If you find yourself giving and nobody is giving back to you. If you're seeing that around you, the relationships that you have, it does indicate that there are aspects of you that you don't love. You think you have to please people by the things that you do for them, and you go to the extent of draining yourself. You have to give and get, give and get. So examine the people around you. It's good feedback to understand how much you're relating with yourself. Don't change them also. Don't try to change them, but change you, because it's not about them. It's about you. It's the narrative you've been sending out there about yourself, and people are just giving you back, and they're going to take and take and take and take, because you are just giving from that position of not feeling adequate, because you're trying to please people. Self-love. How much do you love yourself? I want to end with these 3 affirmations. How much do you love yourself? Do you value yourself? And remember, self-love is foundational to all that you can achieve, to all that you can do, because you cannot do certain things if you're going against yourself, if you don't believe you are good enough, if you don't believe you have what it takes, if you have not forgiven, because some of the things speak to unforgiveness, resentment, bitterness, etc. Because of those past experiences that have caused you to feel that way, you've developed certain beliefs that say, it means I'm not good enough. That's why they disappoint me. That's why they betrayed me. It's because of my clinginess. It's because of you're going against yourself. You have a wrong narrative about yourself. It's not about them. It's about you. Change your focus. Change your focus. Who do you say you are? How much do you love yourself? How much do you value yourself? Let's end with these affirmations. I love myself, and if anyone stops loving me, I will not love myself any less. I love myself. If anyone stops loving me, I will not love myself any less. I believe in myself. And if anybody stops believing in me for whatever reason, it's okay. But I will not believe in myself any less just because they've stopped. Taking out the conditions of the equation. If you believe I am irrelevant and don't measure up, just because you believe that, it doesn't mean I will also believe that as my truth and reality. Just because you believe I am irrelevant and don't measure up, it doesn't mean I don't believe in myself. It doesn't mean I will take that as my truth. I believe in myself. I love myself unconditionally. Your source of love is God, is who He says He is. You are all that is. You are worthy, capable, fully equipped to execute your path. That is why you came to this world. You were ready. You were more eager. There were millions of those little sperms trying to get to this physical life. But you, my dear, were more ready. You were eager and you came. You are ready. You are equipped. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are worthy. Guys, I love you so much. This is it. This is it for this week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Remain positive. Execute what you've written down. See it to completion. And make sure that you tune in again next week. Until then, subscribe, share, spread the love. We love you here at Inspired Nation. Take care.